I see all this, yeah. I've been watching it, but it's good what they've done. But in a way, it's probably helped the police a bit. But in a way now, they're going to get the fucking Islams and all this coming out now and rioting now and, yeah.
If Henry wasn't white, he would have been handcuffed. So although I heard someone say this isn't about race, this is about race. He was murdered because he was white. He was handcuffed. Do you know the murderer? He didn't get handcuffed. Even after they found out he'd stabbed
And the
him.
brutal Tommy Robinson, God remember, the brutal Jim, mate.
Here's how the police in the UK treated the people who protested for George Floyd. They bent the knee, but when they were asked to kneel for Henry Nowak, do you think they did so?
Nope.
Let's have a look.
An official police document actually says people should be treated differently based on the colour of their skin. I've said before at this dispatch box at least twice that document should be withdrawn.
The reintroduction of the death penalty for both Boris...
Yeah! Rupert Lowe! Death penalty! The only one that said the death penalty is Rupert Lowe! Even Nigel Farage didn't go that far! No, even Nigel Farage, in fact, he probably were right, Keir Starmer. No, actually, they were right about Nigel Farage when he said he got to be raged. I am raged, but we need to be raged in the right way. This is what I mean, we've got to be raged in the correct way.
We'll have to see it. All out in support of Henry Nowak.
And all that support for the death penalty. I understand, yeah, I get it, right, and I get that. I mean, I wish I was there, but...
He wasn't even looking forwards, whilst moving forwards. Yeah.
I wish I was there, really. But in a way, we don't want to cause trouble. We want to cause trouble on the right way, King Charles. King Charles, get out Buckingham Palace, you bastard. You fucking racist, King Charles. Here, the devil, he better get out Buckingham Palace. He better leave. He's not our king. There is no king. He spoiled it for William.
Not a privilege.
They wouldn't bend down though, would they, the police? So they're racist.
Of course they're chanting, "I can't breathe," because that's what Henry Nowak said to the police when they refused to assist him and believe him that he was dying incredibly unfortunate death.
The police do deserve it though. I mean, I'm not saying every copper, it's not fair on every copper. Because the thing is this is bad because them police officers in Manchester Airport have had no fucking justice done for them. And they were doing their fucking jobs.
Now, the people that went to protest at the Southampton police station took a minute of silence to respect Henry's death.
Yeah.
Take a look.
I remember that. Yeah, I thought that was good.
Shut up. Disrespectful. Somebody said, "Fuck the police," and the people at the front said it's disrespectful.
For a massive round of applause now for Henry Nowak!
You see how many people are in it? And you know.
The world though, this two-tier policing around Europe. It's in Europe, two-tier policing in Europe. It's not just in England, it's in Europe.
This is shocking. Absolutely shocking behaviour here.
See what King Charles has caused and he's nice and happy in fucking Buckingham Palace for himself.
Now, just to remind you what happened after George Floyd's death, take a look at this. Here's how the police in the UK treated the people who protested for George Floyd. They bent the knee. But when they were asked to kneel for Henry Nowak, do you think they did so?
No.
Let's have a look. Not a single police officer is kneeling. Listen, I don't mind that they're not kneeling. They shouldn't have kneeled to George Floyd, right? And if you did kneel for George Floyd, who was a convicted criminal,
I didn't.
you should kneel for Henry Nowak, which wasn't a criminal. He didn't do anything wrong. He was wrongfully stabbed. You need to show him respect.
So we don't respect
So
him.
your study on, sit and eat and pay your respect for Henry. Your officers assisted in that man's death. I've drove 4.5 hours to get here. Half the people have me. We're fucking tired of you, him, and every police officer in the force. Your left ideology is walking and is ruining the country.
You'd be like, well, King Charles, man.
Disgusting.
King Charles, everyone. And he's going to chop his head off.
What do you say, sir?
Look at all these people who have come to show their respect for Henry.
And I wish I was there, mate.
Don't
But
mean nothing to us. Don't get up beating too freely. Sweep the bloody carpet like Labour government always do. Keir Starmer should have been gone by now.
yeah, he should be gone.
It brushes it all off. Muppets, me.
What are you gonna do? Put handcuffs and kill me, yeah? Is that what you're gonna do, yeah?
What do, man?
Why our
I just
police
want to
put
say,
all
it's not
this?
this
Because they
person's
caused
fault,
it.
right? It's the fault of the system. It's the fault of
Yeah.
the policies
King
in
King
place.
Charles, yeah.
It's the prevent racism policies
Yeah,
that they
King
have
Charles'
in place.
fault, mate.
That
Because
is
he's
the
the one
reason.
that said we
It's not
can't
his fault. He was
criticise
trained
Islam.
this way. Here's the speech Tommy Robinson gave. Have a look.
He's the one that's changed his religion.
Well done for not remaining silent. Well done for coming out. Henry's
And I wish I did. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was on them. I haven't got the money and the resources and stuff.
Pakistani Muslims will be beating up a white kid. The police will turn up, they jump on the white kids. Every time I've seen it my whole life, they jump
Yeah.
on the white kids.
Yeah, like the grooming gang scandal, they brutally fucking jumped on the white girls and blamed us.
It's a different treatment for white people compared to non-whites. And we've seen this spread through every single institution in our country. I can't breathe. The crying, the pleading.
And then the Muslim package, when they murdered their own little girl, they've not come out and did shit. None of them have come out and condemned it. And that little girl died by a father, by a Pakistan father. Because the authority were too scared to go with social safety to take the kid away. So she ended up having to die.
His family might go shopping in this city next week.
But none of them come out and criticise that. No one actually.
The murder of Henry
Yeah.
is an absolute. The fact he's walking the streets is insane.
In case you don't know, the brother of the murderer told the police that there's no weapons, that he jumped over the fence, he got injured,
Yeah.
Henry.
And he's
got
not even been
injured,
locked up yet, has he?
and,
Still
that he
walking
might
about.
need some medical help. But he never mentioned the fact that he was stabbed by his brother. He never mentioned the fact that he's bleeding on the floor.
And where is
He never
King
mentioned any of
Charles?
that.
And
The
coming
police,
to
therefore,
say a
reacted
prayer. He's the
incredibly
king of the
different
faith.
than the
He's
way they
king of the
should have treated
country.
him, potentially saving his life.
He's not come out and said a prayer in the Church of England because he's too busy announcing Islam. He's too busy with Ramadan. Eid, innit? Eid or Ramadan or whatever it is.
Unless the police officers are prosecuted, unless they're prosecuted, which must happen. I heard one of the arresting officers just resigned. We don't want him to resign. Prison. We want him in prison. Away go.
Prison. We want him in the Senate, we're chopping their heads off. Hung and quartered, mate.
Police officer was prosecuted for allowing the rape of the generation of our daughters. Not one. None of them.
One of them.
Prosecution.
Because of King Charles.
Every one of them have left with their pensions, exactly the same as this. He'll resign with full bloody pension. It's not good enough.
Not good enough. We want to get King Charles's head chopped off.
We know.
It's in the Bible.
If Henry wasn't white, he would have been handcuffed. So although someone say this isn't about race, this is about race.
Yeah.
He was murdered because he was white. He was
By the police and by them.
He didn't get handcuffed. Even after they found out he'd stabbed him 5 times.
And he was
still
dead.
wasn't fucking handcuffed. They helped him, but he still wasn't handcuffed. He wasn't handcuffed.
Why? Because of King Charles.
He wasn't handcuffed to the police station. They took him in the police station.
And they have to keep saying it until we all get to grip.
That's what they've done. That is the executive treatment given to non-whites. The white boy who done
So get to Buckingham Palace and get him out, chop his head off.
Who stabbed someone 5 times, wasn't even handcuffed.
Let's see what jihad would think
The
then.
entire world to see.
And then we're doing it for the entire world to see. We're chopping our own king's head off.
One of the gentlemen said,
Well, he's not our king, you don't if he come from this country, he's part of Hitler. He was parcel of killing Jews. And because he don't want to be part of that, he's changed his religion so he can advocate to kill Jews and Christians, obviously.
By our own government, by our own police force.
By our own
Have to
king.
look at the policing, how their policy and their teachings. This is indoctrination into the police force.
And it won't stop until we chop King Charles's head off.
Questions. White privilege. This is all in Hampshire Police Training Guide. White privilege. Does Henry fucking know it looked like he had white privilege on the floor? Again, I wanted to.
Guys, the fact that the murderer was not handcuffed and Henry was handcuffed as he was dying, they treated him like a suspect despite the fact he was a victim. Absurd. Now take a look at this. According to a report from Sky News, a police officer that was involved in the arrest resigned. But
Why?
he should resign. He should be in prison.
Well, some breaking news from Hampshire Police
They make it
in the
sound
last
good
few
because he resigned,
moments,
that's it.
regarding this case. We have heard that
Right, King Charles
one of
fucking
the
do
case
one, why chop
officers
his
in
head
the
off?
Henry Novak case has
we should
resigned.
storm number
3
10
of the
as well.
officers, we're told, are still
Get
serving,
through
but
number
one
10.
officer has resigned. The statement saying, quite simply, as the IOPC has confirmed, they are all being treated as witnesses.
Why
so
witnesses?
not
Why they're not being
subject to
treated
any
as
current
suspects?
Restrictions.
Why they
So
be
one
treated? How
officer
can they
involved
be
in
a
this case
witness when
has
they are a
resigned from
suspect?
Hampshire
They are
Police.
part of the
Absurd.
crime now.
Question. They didn't take this situation seriously. The life of Henry Nowak could have been saved. Really sad ending for Henry. Really sad ending. Have a listen to what Chris Phillip had to say about the Henry Nowak situation. He's the Home Secretary in the United Kingdom. Have a look.
Where false allegations of racism by criminals
No, he's on the
are
conservative
believed.
side, yeah.
We cannot allow the colour
I
of
do
someone's
kind of
skin
like him a bit.
to be a consideration in how
Well, I
the police
didn't, but
or other public services
no.
treat
Still a bit
people.
of a guango, but yeah.
And yet
he's
this
got
has
a kind of
happened.
live a lot.
Just recently, we learned that Valdo Caliconi, who
But they
murdered
did
3
start
people
it,
in
and they've all
Nottingham,
started it.
was
They're all
not
in it
sectioned
together.
by mental health professionals because they thought there was, and I quote, an over-representation of young black males in mental health detention. The consequent failure to section Valdo Caliconi, in part because he was black, led directly to the murder of 3 innocent people.
Yeah.
The head teacher of Axel Radicabana was accused of racist stereotyping when she described Radicabana as a threat to
Because of
safety,
King
and the
Charles.
risk assessment was watered down. Radicabana, of course, went on to stab and murder
Well, then what
3
is it
young
all
girls
because of
at a
it?
Southport dance class. But Mr. Speaker, this has not happened by accident.
Where
It
does
is
it go down
enshrined
to
in the
then?
police's own policy documents.
Who were the
The
police
police
for? The
anti-racism
royal family.
commitment, published in March 2025
A
by the
symbol of the royal
NPCC
family.
and the
It's
College
on
of
there,
Policing, urges police forces to reverse engineer the same arrest rates between ethnic groups, even though the offending rates are different, by treating different ethnic groups differently. Let that sink in for a moment. An official police document actually says people should be treated differently based on the colour of their skin.
Yes, well, that's why I
I've said
can't
before
get
this
anywhere
dispatch
to
box
write
at least
English,
twice,
and I've always
that
said
document
this.
should be withdrawn. The dangerous ideology of so-called
And well, I used to say it's
anti-racism,
because of
allowing people to be
paedophiles.
treated differently
Because
based
I've
on
got
race
pedo, I used to
must
say I might
end.
as well get pedos on
Extreme
top of me fucking
activists have
forehead.
hijacked the policy-making process And this is where it has led. It has no place in policing, it has no place anywhere. So does the Home Secretary agree
No,
that the
she doesn't.
so-called police anti-racism commitment must urgently be
No, she
withdrawn?
doesn't.
It is morally wrong
Immediately,
and it
but
is
she doesn't.
dangerous as well. Police forces must focus on catching criminals and keeping the public safe. They must
And
simply
he
treat
really looks
everyone
like he's going to cry.
exactly the same.
Even he's got to seem
I
to
want
be
to
like a
finish
bit of
with
a...
Mark Novak's words yesterday, Henry's father.
Even
He
he
said
seems
this.
that... I think because he was getting
Henry
to that
was
part
18.
looking about what he's going
He
to
was
say.
kind,
And he
ambitious,
does look like he was going
loved,
to cry there.
and full of promise. He
You know,
had his
with a
whole
bit
life
of a
ahead of him.
sadness in what he's
But that
saying.
future was stolen from him,
Which,
and no
if you
verdict
can hear what
and no
somebody's saying, you
sentence
can hear a bit
will
of
ever give it
sadness.
back.
You can hear
Mr.
the
Speaker,
saying,
it is true that
the way
nothing
they're
can bring
saying
Henry
something.
back.
It's the way somebody's saying
But let us
something.
make sure that no one ever again experiences what Henry did in his last tragic moments.
These activists right here are the same activists that attended the Tommy Robinson Henry Nowak rally, and right now they're trying to approach the Digwa home, the murderer's home.
Well, they should burn it alive. Really? Because that fire.
These people right here are protesting against the Digwa family home, the family of the murderer. Take a look.
I wish I was there in a way. We need this for King Charles, Buckingham Palace. We need to swarm it, but we need to all have masks on. We need to dress like clowns. Everybody needs to paint their face and get a hair clown. I'm going to dress like a clown! Hey, I don't like clowns. Hey! We're all going to get dressed like fucking clowns, like the circus. Clown outfits. That'll scare them even more. They won't be able to see who we are. So let's get some clown outfits, shall we?
Well, the British people are rightfully angry.
Why don't we
at,
get out
their
there and
police,
burqa off?
the
Fuck it,
system,
I'm gonna
and
buy
also
a
this should have
burqa.
never been covered
At
up the
some
way
point.
it was. We should have seen the body cam footage before. Why was it withheld from us for such a long time? It happened in 2025.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Why have
Here's
we been
what
waiting
Rupert
all this
Lowe,
time
the
to
head of
hear all
Restore
this?
UK said. Have a look.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I've wondered this.
Every week, we
And
hear
people
of
who
brutal
once said death
murder,
penalty, and I'm
rape,
proud.
stabbing, far too often perpetrated by someone who should not be in our country to begin with. Does the Prime Minister agree that for cases where the guilt is so undeniable, the crime so monstrous, the evil so irredeemable,
It's the death
the
penalty.
reintroduction of the death penalty for
Yay! Rupert Lowe!
domestic criminals should be put to the British people in a legally binding referendum?
Yep.
Can I first say that?
He
No.
also said the following: enough is enough. A deep line needs to be drawn in the sand. Talk is weak. Britain needs to say no more and mean it. A Restore Britain government with the British people approval
Death
will
penalty.
put Vikram Digwa to death. Henry
Yeah.
Nowak was stabbed by Digwa 5 times, including twice in the back of his legs, once in the face, and a fatal wound to the chest. Rather than calling an ambulance, Digwa filmed Henry. Digwa gave the knife to his mother, and it was found by police at their home along with more than 20 other weapons.
And the police
Keeping
already
the
did it because
centralized
he'd
search
already
open,
been
the
done
police
before.
officers on the scenes who allowed Henry to die will face criminal charges for gross negligence manslaughter. Digwa's foreign family will be deported. Laws
Yeah.
will change. The country will change. Everything will change. Order
Yeah.
will be restored. The law will
Yeah.
be restored. Britain will be restored.
Restored.
That's what Rupert Lowe from Restore UK said.
I was going to say, what's the main reason you're out here today? What should we do about all of this?
Because it's the
Get
most
King
disgusting
Charles.
thing I've ever witnessed in the world. If this was a young black man...
And then they're going on about Palestine. Free England. Get them out. Let's free England. By staying with King fucking Charles.
Are not happy with how the police conducted this specific arrest. They could have saved Henry's life. They chose to look at the color of someone's skin, and that's why he was prevented from getting medical assistance. Really, really sad event. But we need to learn from this situation. This anti-racism act that the police must follow must be revoked.
Well, I'm
Everybody
King Charles.
should be treated equally. Stop with this double-tier
King Charles
policing.
shouldn't be treated
Thank you so
any
much for watching
differently
this
to the
report.
rest
I'll
of
see you in
us.
the next video. Bye-bye. If you'd like to watch more of my stuff,
Why is he being treated any differently, King Charles? Why is nobody talking about that bastard? We've got to talk about King Charles.
Things are heating up in Southampton,
And let's
the
talk about
city
King
where
Charles
Henry
once
Nowak was brutally murdered by a Sikh man who was allowed to carry a knife under religious exemptions, to which Sikhs are actually not happy. And I suggested them that they should voluntarily give up the demands to
Carry the knives.
the kirpan, because patriots, they've had enough. It's not against the Sikh community or the Hindu community. They have
Had
arrived at a
enough of the
conclusion that
government.
if you want to create a strong society, then you need to have one law for all. If you are a British citizen, then you should be subjected to British law, and there should be no exemptions for you. For once, I'm in agreement with Mohammed Hijab. He's having fun with this. Have a look at this. The fact that Sikhs can carry knives in
Mohammed.
the UK is unjustifiable and an example of discrimination in law. A time will come when halal slaughter will be banned, which is unjustifiable and an example of discrimination in law. When Muslims will not be allowed to blare the shrieks of Allahu Akbar, they call Adhan, over loudspeakers. They have just applied again in Sydney.
Oh, they
So
don't like
never
me
learned,
speaking
but that's
out
where
in the
we are at the
loudspeaker
moment.
about fucking
But
King
let
Charles.
me, before I show you what's happening in Southampton, let me show you this weird clip by Keir
So are they
Starmer,
with
who
King
usually
Charles,
doesn't
which
give
is
out
a
a
white,
statement when
meant to
the
be
victim is white.
pretending
But
he's
this
not Hitler.
tells me
Well,
that
he is
something is
Hitler.
changing. Something is changing. I think we are very close
King
to
Charles is
Southampton.
Hitler.
Sorry, Southport style riots. Listen to it.
Yeah, but I don't want them type of rights. I don't want them to do. I don't want people to do that. It's no point. It's just giving people more. Yeah, but it's just giving Muslims. It's just creating more.
robot.
I was going to say it's just giving people more.
Seriousness, but it looks like
It's going to agitate to the Muslim community coming back out. This coming out. Something might happen to somebody in one of the communities, and it's going to create more tension.
He's a robot.
The rate we're going to do is get King Charles, and then we'll come for you. Well, we'll go for King Charles first, and we'll go for you, mate.
And everybody who knew him. And I have
You
to
can die. You're dead.
It's harrowing.
Die. We're chopping your head off first.
As a
Well,
father of a 17-year-old.
you're going into the fucking.
I
It's
felt
basically in the middle of where we used to chop people's heads off, hang and quarter, hung and quarter them. Yeah,
Looking at this,
we're going to hang and quarter him, mate. I don't care.
serious question.
He's English. You're getting hung and quartered, mate. You slaughtered your country.
How accusations of
Your
racism informed
family
the
should be-
decision making in this case.
Your mum and dad should be turning in their
My
grave.
thoughts, I'm sure the thoughts of everybody in the country.
You're singing
are
the
with
Bible,
Henry's
mate.
Family.
I'm going
His
back
life
to the
has
Bible.
been
We are going back to
stolen.
Christian roots. We're going back to the fucking Ten
and,
Commandments. We're going back to the
they
law of the land.
understandably
By the law of the land,
devastated.
the people of the public, their people, are allowed to chop your head
Now
off.
let me show you what a speech actually is. So Tommy Robinson, and he's obviously afraid, all of these, the political elite, the political class, both the left and the right, apart from Restore, I think, they're all scared of this because they know, they're worried that, is this the spark that can light the fuse? We don't know.
The light
we don't
fuse
know.
are getting King
But
Charles
it's
and chopping his
certainly
head off. That's
heading
what
in
they
that
should be
direction.
like
So have a
in
listen to
fuse.
Tommy Robinson's speech.
Because he's changed his religion to Islam. I mean,
Well done for coming out.
it's not like changing religion.
Murder is an
It's the fact that he's sworn an oath in the Church of England to be the king.
Pakistani Muslims will be beating up on white kids. The police will turn up.
And he's sing the Bible.
Every time I've seen it my whole life, they jump on the white kids.
He's right.
What the whole world
Yeah, but nobody's thinking on why.
is what we all know.
Who and why is this happening? Who has done that? Who is behind it? Yeah, Keir Starmer's down a lot of things, but we know Keir Starmer's only the fucking muppet for somebody else like the police. They're all muppets. Who's the person at the top controlling it? I've already said this. People stop saying we've got government. We don't have governments. We have a terrorist organisation. We have terrorist organisation controlling the country.
Anyone who wants to claim representative communities, Get that fucking family out of Southampton. Yes, get them all.
Get them out.
Get them out. They all covered for him. Did you watch the video? I played that video yesterday. The father was holding Henry Noah when he could barely speak. He was drowning in the pool of his own.
The father's holding him
in
up,
his own blood.
I understand you.
His mouth was full of blood, and I think they found 2 pints of blood in his lungs. Poor kid, he could barely speak, and the father was pinning him down. His brother comes out and says, "Yeah, we've got him. He's over there." And the murderer himself, and their mother, and the murderer's mother hid the kirpan or the knife that was used to stab Henry Noah. The whole family was in on it.
Yeah.
Only, I think mother has been found guilty. She hasn't been sentenced yet. The murderer has been sentenced. What about the brother? What about the father?
What about all of them?
They should all go to jail.
And they also, they don't go to jail, mate. We want them jail in their own country. Send them back to Pakistan, India. Please send them back to India where they came from.
And I think
and put them in jail in India. Yeah, they're going to jail, but in India.
Especially non-natives.
Or
they're
going to the death penalty. Well, we can't really give them the death penalty because they didn't kill him. Well, actually, we can because they're all complicit. Actually, they're all complicit in murdering him, Henry. So actually, we can chop all the fucking heads off.
Saving Western civilization is more important than just an individual's life like myself, okay? But I don't fear that that's going to happen. I don't feel that. It's not going to happen to anyone who has shown willingness to integrate and assimilate and show respect and love for the country that has given them everything, and don't demand special privileges. If you want to be, I'm an Australian citizen. I'm proud of the fact that I can carry.
I am not racist.
Travel the world with
That's one thing I never want to be. I don't want to be racist.
I don't tell them, hey, I'm Pakistani. Not that
but they're making people racist. You've got to remember, this is just people.
Act like a
this,
Pakistani
I mean,
or a
I'm going to say
brown
it from the
man or a
Sikh
brown man or
reasons.
a Muslim. Why? If you love that identity so much, go live there. It's very simple. So integration and assimilation has to be forced now. People integrate because, you know, you have to be integrated into the economy, into the welfare system. So that's beneficial for them to integrate. But you have to assimilate. You have to. I'm sorry. No special privileges, okay? You should feel lucky that you're allowed to wear your traditional clothes, okay? Even that will go one day. It has to. It has to go one day. Look, other countries have done that. Pakistan did that with Bangladesh.
Yeah. I don't think they've done it with Iran. They've changed it everywhere, mate. They've done it with Turkey.
Might go shopping in this city next week and walk past that scumbag's brother who facilitated and accommodated the murder of Henry.
Yeah.
Is an absolute. The fact he's walking the streets is insane.
Good point. I'm sorry, that's a good point.
Why is he walking the street?
See, Tommy Robinson has always supported the Sikh community.
Yeah, thank you.
He's copped a lot of stick
He
from
has.
the far right and the racists and the bigots for supporting the Hindus and the Sikhs. Now, again, the Sikh community has to understand that this is not a collective blame on you. The country, as a society, the society.
And I wanted them to come out and demand the death penalty for that person, mate. Because this fucking sin, the Sikh community, it's a sin. It's a sin. It is a sin to do that to your own community. If an English white man had done that, this is why the police, even if they're English,
are prosecuted.
Yeah, we should be slaughtered. More than the fucking person that's from another country.
Now, those police officers are white. Are they collectively blaming themselves? No. Actually, they are. Actually, they are collectively blaming their white country for creating a country where there are multiple tiers of law.
Thank you. I'm blaming King fucking Charles.
Macro policies is important.
And we've got to get this out. People don't talk about King Charles. I don't know where they're all coming from, mate.
Prosecuted for allowing the rape of a generation of our daughters. Not one. None of them have faced prosecution. They've all left with their fucking pensions. Every one of them have left with their pensions.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as this. He'll resign with full-blooded pension. It's not good enough.
Get to the police house then. Do their housing. Get their family out as well. No, I'm sorry. English white people, they are getting slaughtered for what they've done.
He was murdered because he was white. He was handcuffed. Do you know the murderer? He didn't get handcuffed. Even after they found out he'd stabbed him 5 times.
And why are we lying there dead?
Why?
He wasn't handcuffed in the police car. He wasn't handcuffed in the police station. They took him in the police
They handcuffed you, Tony. They handcuffed Tommy Robinson. Mate, when they handcuffed you.
Treatment given to non-whites. The white boy who done nothing was handcuffed. The murderer in possession of a knife who stabbed someone 5 times wasn't even handcuffed. It's there for the entire world to see.
He was a violent murderer. It wasn't like he was being arrested for forgery or white-collar crime. He was arrested for
murder.
He was arrested for violent crime.
This isn't just about Henry.
I'm gonna say it's all like it's all like I've been arrested.
This has gone on for
And I've never ever been in every police station. I've been able to go out myself and pick my food. I've been arrested as a woman. I have starved myself in a police station for over 72 hours because I wouldn't take a drink. I would take a drink of fucking water because I want them spitting in my cup.
It puts up here the accusation of racism, the microaggressions, white privilege. This is all inhabited in his training guide.
Yeah.
White privilege. Does Henry fucking know it? Look, he had white privilege on the floor.
This is what I said yesterday. We need to look into their training modules. 100% certain they've been indoctrinated with white racism. Put them right at the bottom. Racism right at the top. Even if someone has been stabbed or murdered or violent crime, no, it's the white man who's at fault. So let me show you what's happening in Southampton. Have a look at this. So Tommy was right. One of the police officers involved in the arrest of Henry Nowak has resigned, but this is not good enough. Look at this. This is Southampton. Look at that. Look at the riot gear. We don't see this riot gear when those pro-pallies come out to protest. But this riot gear comes out, which provokes the locals, and they actually provoke them to become violent. They're angry. Where's their sympathy with them? The same sympathy they show to pro-pally, to the pro-pally.
Pro-Palestine people.
They show them that sympathy because, they're going through a lot. That's why they're sensitive towards their feelings.
Yeah, they're going through a lot. Well, fuck off.
But here,
get back to Palestine. Go say Palestine then.
After those 3 girls were murdered.
Yeah, they're all fucking so consumed, mate. None of them have watched this thing about what I've watched in Palestine. None of them are going to get food there to Palestine. They're all that concerned, but none of them are running to Palestine.
As an excuse to crack down. But let me break it to you, Keir Starmer. Last time you tried that, it monumentally failed. The Southport massacre was the pure reason, the way you responded to it, is the reason why your honeymoon period, he got one of the biggest majorities in recent memory, and he didn't.
He didn't. They were racist towards Sunak. He didn't. King Charles, it's to do King Charles got Sunak out because King Sunak had nearly had that fucking plane off the ground to go to Uganda. And King Charles was the one that was going, we can't send illegal migrants to Uganda.
He turned, basically overnight, the entire country turned against him because of his pathetic behavior. Have a look at this. People are angry. Look at this. Let me play this video to you.
Yeah.
People are angry. And rightfully so. Why don't they show this sympathy or compassion?
I think I might know that guy as well.
Well, I think in this clip
because there is a guy, he looks a bit like him that lost his son because of Muslims.
And that's why, because the left
and he was a black child.
The left is saying, look at that, these people...
Half-caste child, and he was gorgeous.
So let's have a look.
And basically the Muslims were running the car around, like whatever, and they ran his son over. I swear that's that person. It sounds, it looks dead like. It might not be. It might not be him.
Look at these racist people, yeah? He's not white. So he's a patriot. I can tell you he's a patriot because he's culturally English. Yeah. This is not a racist movement. This is a nationalist patriotic movement. Throughout human history, people have always looked after their tribe. That's only Western Europeans thought that we are better than that. We are above tribalism, nationalism, for understandable reasons, because the 20th century is not a really good example of why people should be more nationalistic. But they overcorrected that problem. You do need some nationalism, especially when everyone else around you is allowed to be tribal. Sikhs are allowed to do
the tribal.
Again, I'm not picking on the Sikh community. I know they're good citizens. We're not blaming the entire community, but we're talking about the principle here. Sikhs are allowed to be proud to be Sikhs. have special privileges, carry the kippah.
the,
Muslims are allowed to do whatever they do, despite
Israel,
the
Israel is, you know, the Jews are allowed to be fucking Jews, although they're not trying to be allowed to be Jews.
Special privileges.
They get special privileges for the Jews.
Their religion
The
is
Jews
protected
get
from
more
criticism.
special privileges
We
than the
have
fucking
de facto
English.
blasphemy laws in Britain. They're proud to be Muslims, proud to be black, black power, Black Lives Matter. But only one community is not allowed to be tribal. That is the native community.
White community.
And again, it's not built around race. Yes, I know they're ethno-naz, they're gaining momentum, but look at this. This is a clear picture. This is not an
Because I
ethno-nationalist
swear
movement.
this is that guy that had his son died.
movement.
I might
This
not be
guy,
him.
for all intents and purposes, is an Englishman. He's a British man. This guy is a British man too. And they're both visibly angry at a fellow white British policeman because...
So if it was racist, they'd be angry at, the Muslims, them.
Simply because
If they were angry, well...
This is, whether you agree with this description or not, you have to understand that this sentiment exists. And isolating this sentiment is not going to get you anywhere.
No, and I think chopping King Charles's head off is the best bet we've ever got. It's the thing best thing I've ever said. Take the uniform off, you white twat. You white dirty piece of trash. Take it off, your uniform. That's King Charles's badge, yeah? That's what they've all for the monarchy. Where's King Charles? No one's saying about that bastard. And we pay for him. Why he sat there? He's a liar. King Charles lied. He's got cancer. He does not have cancer.
Don't need to get physical, boys. Don't need to get physical.
I know, this is what I mean, because this is why we don't want to get physical. I want to get physical, yeah, but in a different
You
light.
might actually get away with it, but your friend might. he might does.
He might do, because a black man, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just say, because he's got a different colour slightly, which one gets arrested.
I'm sorry, I'm a student of history. This is how things get out of hand. This is how things get out of hand. Look at this.
Little bit of police brutality.
Is that his house?
Little bit of police brutality here now.
Yeah.
I'm not endorsing any of this behaviour. I'm reporting it.
I'm not endorsing it. I'm reporting we need to get to do this to Buckingham Palace.
Who told you
To
so?
King fucking Charles and get him out.
Stop away on the people's garden.
I don't care what they do to King Charles. I don't care. We're getting into Buckingham Palace and we're coming, King Charles. Yeah, they'll probably move him.
I don't know
because
how
I
to
can keep
treat
saying
these
it.
people.
He's probably leaving.
Because this is assault, obviously. He could be recognised. I don't know why people are doing this.
And I don't know
He
why.
will be recognised.
I've already
They
said we
will
don't want to do this. The only thing we
use
want to
facial
do is we want to get to Buckingham Palace and get King Charles
yeah,
out,
assault
bring
someone
him
then,
into the middle
yeah.
of the fucking
But
crowd, and we're going
they're
to
gonna
chop
use
his
that.
head off.
But it needs. But is it going?
If it's a crime or not a crime, it's not a
Are you
crime.
going to win the war that way if you crack down on these people again? Are you? Do you think that is going to work? But be my guest. Try another 100 people for disorderly conduct. Yeah? Put them in prison for 3 years. You did that. You tried that 2 years ago in the wake of the Southport riots. What happened? What did you achieve?
The
Did the
English
far-right
people
movement
will rise up.
go
They
away?
will.
No.
They're not
If anything,
scared. The English people
It
are scared.
became
Well, we
bigger and
are.
stronger to Tiakia. So unless you understand,
we
unless
need
you
to do
address those
something else about
fundamental
it.
issues that are brewing beneath the surface, this problem is not going to go away.
No, it
Look at
won't
this.
until King Charles goes away. I don't think it's good enough for him just to walk away, so that's why we have to chop his head off.
Shouting, I can't breathe.
You're not walking away. He won't be breathing when we chop his head off.
That's what you did after George Floyd. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Why are you angry that these white people are doing that, saying the same thing? Because
Yeah.
coincidentally, Paul Henry Nowak's last words
He
were,
couldn't
I
breathe.
can't breathe. That's why it's happening. Look at this, Shabana Mahmood. I think they're going to crack down on them. The scenes
Secret
this
party
evening in
as well.
Portswood are completely unacceptable. The Nowak family made a powerful call to us all yesterday to not let Henry's death be used to create further division, hatred, or tension. Sorry, look, it doesn't matter
It's
what
always the
the
same.
individual beliefs of Henry's family are, but they don't get to decide which direction, which course the country takes. There can be no justification for hijacking this tragedy to stir up violence and disorder. This is not. Yeah, I agree with you. There should be no violence. There should be no disorder. There should be peaceful protests. There should be calls for the deportation of
well,
the
they
family.
tried peaceful protest last year and then they murdered a man in jail, don't forget. An innocent man.
The father and the brother
Peter.
who perverted the course of justice.
So they murdered another innocent white man in jail by putting this old man in jail when he shouldn't have deserved to go to jail. It was only it was a minor. If it was an offence, it was minor. It was a minor offence, and that poor lady, they ruined her life, they ruined his life by killing him. In jail.
Police officer paid the ultimate
tried to tell us he had a heart attack. He didn't have a heart attack. They killed him. Tried to tell us they killed him.
Bravery and calm in the face
they
of
killed him by giving him a heart attack.
Directed at them. There you go. Thousands of people are chanting.
We don't know what they did to him in that jail. We don't know how they treated that poor man. Did they treat that poor old man, Peter Lynch? Peter Lynch. That's it. When Peter Lynch died from the murders of the 3 girls, Peter Lynch died. And they're now coming back to this one about the murder of Novak. I don't believe that Peter Lynch killed himself.
So they can't protest, yeah? After they can't protest. That's what basically she's saying.
We're not allowed to say shit. Shut up and shut up.
But that's not all there is.
Well, that's because King Charles has told everybody we're not in 1993.
George Floyd's.
Yeah, but in 1993, King Charles told us because after he changed his religion, that we're not allowed to criticise his extreme Islam.
The murder of George Floyd. He wasn't murdered. He died of fentanyl overdose. They politicised it. I share their anger at this unspeakable outrage. You can read my letter to constituents here. More violent riots were carried out after George Floyd's death than after Novak's death. I know this is turning into riots. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. It's probably early morning in the UK right now, so I don't know how today's going to go.
I hope that we get our shit together though. I hope these people, we need to get, no, people need to retreat.
The way it always
Please
does.
retreat.
It's going to crack down on these people.
I am English, they need to retreat. They need to listen to what I'm saying.
So
they need to
be my
retreat.
guest. It's not gonna end.
I'm not a soldier, but I'm
anyone.
going off what my granddad said. He was, my family of all my family have been soldiers.
We want social cohesion to stay intact.
And fought Hitler and everybody.
For the
I'm saying let's just retreat. Retreat. We need to get this
give
together.
up their Quran and join the calls for the deportation of the family. That's it. They need to do
Yeah.
that. It is not something unique. Prior to 2019, they were not allowed to carry their Qurans. I have listed you all these countries where they're not allowed to carry their Qurans.
So why are they doing it here in England?
They still work there.
Because of King
Why
Charles.
Do you not want to give an inch?
King Charles has
Because
told people they
I
don't
think
have to
that's
do
how humans
anything.
behave. Humans are tribal in nature, guys. I'm sorry. This, it just goes back to that. Muslims are going to look after the fellow Muslims. Sikhs, Hindus, they're all going to look out for themselves. Multiculturalism has failed.
King Charles, diversity, King Charles and his Oxford fucking pedo universities failed.
Of the native
Because
culture,
he's a
was
fucking
never going to end
Hitler.
well. Every time you give something to any other community, hey Sikhs,
Well, he won't
we're
change
going
his
to ban
religion.
our people from
They
carrying
swore on the
weapons,
Bible.
but you have a
It's in
special
the Bible.
Muslims, we're going to ban Christians. We're going to ban. We're going to allow the blasphemy of Christianity, but you, dear Muslims, we're going to make an exception for you. We're going to have these hate speech laws to protect Islam from criticism, and we're going to use
Because of
Islam
King
and
Charles.
Muslims interchangeably.
Because
Every
of
time
King
these
Charles. Do
privileges
you
are
know or
given,
know this?
the native culture loses something, and I think the natives are understanding that. That's why they're saying no more of that. We're not going to put up.
And
with
that's why
this.
we go
So
chop
good luck
King
with
Charles'
that,
head
Islam.
off.
If you crack down on them, this is not going to go away.
Sorry, it's what's got to be needed. King Charles' head needs to come off. By the native people. It ain't getting done by fucking jihad. No way. No, like the Pope. The Pope in Italy, the people of Italy need to chop his head off. Not the fucking, the Pope in Italy. I've watched it where they're going to be chopping the Pope's head off at some time, the jihads. Well, before jihads get there, the Italians need to get there and chop his head off. And before jihad can do anything else, the English, the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh, the British need to come and chop King Charles's head off. To show that this establishment is being ripped apart by chopping the first person's head off, that is the king. Fender of the faith. But he's not Fender of the faith, he's Fender of faiths. King Charles, there is no such word as faiths. There is only the faith. You can't be two faiths. You can't be Muslim and Christian.
In recent days, a bitter civil war
So,
has broken out on the British run.
Which way
Right.
we're going? We're going to go
At
and
the
chop
centre
King
of it
Charles's
is
head off,
former
are we?
Brexit Party
Let's go and
MEP
take
and
Younger
current
out on
Restore
here.
Britain founder Rupert Lowe. Two prominent figures very close to Nigel Farage, Lois Perry and Alex Phillips, have levelled serious
He's a witch.
accusations against him. They claim Lowe is secretly working with the Conservative Party,
Yeah.
holds daily
Well, they're
conversations
working with fucking
Kenny
Labour
Badenoch,
then.
and that the entire Restore Britain project is nothing more than a sophisticated psyop designed to split the patriotic vote and return the Tories to power.
They're working with
These are
fucking
not casual
Labour then.
criticisms.
Green Party.
They are explosive claims that strike at the heart of trust within the anti-establishment movement.
Shame
But
on that
Rupert
Alex
Lowe
Phillips.
has now
She
given
hasn't
a
come out and said
detailed
about
on the
him being
record
over.
response. In this report, we
Too
break
busy
down
going on
exactly
about
what
Nigel
was said,
fucking
what
Farage.
the evidence shows,
Too
and
busy.
what this escalating feud tells us about the future of British politics. The accusations began circulating rapidly across social media.
Well, he
and
hasn't said
interviews.
death penalty. Why has
Lois
Nigel
Perry,
Farage
a
not said the
vocal
death
supporter
penalty?
of Nigel Farage, publicly stated that Lowe
He
was
said
engaged
rage.
in daily
Why?
conversations with Kenny Badenoch,
Well,
the
Keir
Conservative
Starmer might be
Party
right in
leader,
what he's
and
saying,
had
as
allegedly
usual,
stitched up a
about
deal
Nigel
with the
Farage,
Tories.
because that's the only time he tells
Alex
the truth.
Phillips, a former Brexit Party and Reform UK figure
Yeah, look
who
at her.
remains close
You
to
fucking
Farage,
witch.
went further. She
You
suggested
fucking
that Restore
slagger.
Britain was deliberately
Yeah.
created to act as a spoiler
Yeah, making
operation,
himself look beautiful.
effectively existing only to get the Conservatives back into power by splitting the right-wing vote. Even more dramatically, references were made to an alleged document that supposedly proved the entire operation was a coordinated psychological operation, or PSYOP. These claims gained significant traction in certain circles, especially among hardcore Reform UK supporters. The timing is notable. They emerged just as
Hardcore.
Lowe's independent campaign in the Makerfield
Hardcore.
by-election gained momentum, and as his team
Lose
prepared to
hardcore
release a
Reformed
major
voters,
independent
like
report
hardcore
on
Labour
Brexit,
voters.
something
Because I've
that
never
all
voted in my
Ron
fucking
promised
life
but
for
never
anyone.
delivered. In a lengthy interview with
And the only
Lewis
person I'm
Holmes,
voting,
Rupert Lowe
because the only
responded
person that's
point
dealt
by
with the
point.
Green, he's the only
His
person
answer
that's
was
dealt with the Green
unambiguous.
gangs, and he's the only person that's said
Absolutely
the death
not, he
penalty.
stated when
Is
asked if
Rupert
any
Lowe.
of the claims were true. Lowe directly challenged the credibility of his accusers, noting
Yeah.
that both Lois Perry and Alex Phillips are close, if not too close, to Nigel Farage.
Yeah, shagging him,
He
both of
argued
them.
they could not be considered
Alex Phillips is
independent
pissed off
commentators
because
on the
Nigel's
matter.
got another one.
To prove his
Instead
point,
of her.
Lowe laid out a detailed political history spanning more than
Because they
30
think Muslim
years,
men can just
a
do
timeline
that. The English
directly
men did it as
contradicts
well.
any notion of him being a
Go and
secret
fucking
Tory
shag
asset.
whoever they want.
He
Do what they
explained
want.
that he left the
And if you
Conservative
can do that to
Party
your
in
wife,
the 1990s after
Well, I see,
fiercely
you're not very
opposing the
trustworthy
Maastricht Treaty.
already.
For younger viewers who may not be
As an English
familiar with this
person.
pivotal
As an
moment,
English wife,
the
man, if you
Maastricht
can do that to your
Treaty,
wife, you're not a very
signed in
trustworthy person.
1992, transformed the European economy into the European Union.
And then
It
Muslim women that
introduced
think
EU
they're a lot better
citizenship,
than the English
moved
white women.
towards a single currency and represented a massive
When your
transfer of
husband
power from
can
Britain
marry
to
who they
Brussels.
want, shag
Lowe
you,
saw
get you
this as a
pregnant,
fundamental
dump
betrayal
you,
of British
smack
sovereignty
you to
and
smithereens,
refused to support
fucking
a
keep you
Conservative
locked
government
up
that
in your
backed it.
home.
A lot of people
You
close
know,
to
I speak to
Nigel
no
Farage are
one.
fleeing some pretty terrible accusations here, and I think it's right that you
They
have
can
an
fucking
opportunity to
shag
respond.
whatever they
Lois
want.
Perry, someone who's
And
been
they
very
think
close to
they're
Nigel Farage,
being
said that
treated
you were
better
in
than the English
daily
white woman.
conversations with
Yay
Kenny
for
Badenoch,
themselves.
and that you have stitched up a deal with the
Sorry,
Conservative Party.
well I don't think that's
Alex
treating themselves any
Phillips also
better.
very- a lot of people
I
close
don't
to
think
Nigel
that's been
Farage are
treated
fleeing
much
some
better
pretty
than the
terrible
English white
accusations
women.
at you, and I
Alright,
think
they might be
it's right that
raping
you
them,
have
but
an
they're raping
opportunity to
the
respond.
Muslim women
Lois
as well.
Perry, someone
They
who's
did.
taken to power and
Hang on a
again
minute,
is
they
some
marry a
type of
fucking
document
girl. I've watched it
that-
where
that
in
exists
Afghan where the
showing
fucking
that
said
this
a
is
little
all
girl.
some type of
And one little
psyop.
girl, I
Is
mean,
there a
she was a bit
secret
older
deal
than the
with
other
the
little girl.
Conservatives does restore
I don't know how
what
much
is
older,
in
but I'm
Conservative backing
13
to
or
power,
something,
and
maybe
do
12,
you have
13.
these daily conversations
Probably not
on
much
Kenny
older than that, I
Baker
don't
as
think.
Farage's close
And
ally
she was
client?
hanging on and holding on for her
Absolutely not,
fucking
to be
life
honest
to a
with that.
table
And,
or
Neither
something.
Lois Perry nor Alex Phillips.
And they think
you
they
know,
think
the
that's
European
being
Parliament,
treated
Alex,
better,
both
do
of them
they?
are Close,
I
if
don't
not
think that
too
one.
close to
Where
Nigel
they've been
Farage
brought
and
up.
have historically
Good
been
God.
you know, they aren't in a position really to act as
No.
what I would call independent.
She's not. She's a witch.
Commentators on the subject. But the answer on the Tory
She hadn't
party
even
is
come
definitely
and
not.
spoke about Henry.
If you watch me, I haven't been involved with the Tory party since I fought against the Maastricht Treaty. I left the Tory party.
I mean,
on the
alright,
basis that I
Nigel
didn't
did come
want
and say
to
a bit of a
get
speech,
further
and I did
into the
say,
European Union.
I'll
I
give
stood
him
the referendum
a little
party in
bit for that
97
one.
to
It's
save
better than
pound,
what
which
Keir
we
Starmer
achieved,
did.
helped Jimmy Goldsmith,
Alright,
whose praise
I'm not a
I
Nigel
was sung
Farage's side,
consistently.
Rupert
I then did a lot
whatsoever.
for votes.
But I have to
vote
give him
leave
that
and
little one that he
business
did
in
say
Sterling. Then I
something
was a
better
Brexit
than
Party
the
MEP.
authority, better than
Then
Keir
when Nigel
Starmer and that.
left politics
But
to make some
he
money,
didn't say the right thing. It wasn't correct what he said.
Arts
I'm
Club
not
at
being
Dover
funny.
Street. That was myself, Ben Habib, and Robert Rowland.
He didn't
who's now
advertise.
dead. We kept reform
What I
going.
mean, like Keir
So
Starmer was
I
saying, is
consistently, and I always say, watch what happens today,
advertise for people to go out raging.
For an option other than
I haven't said people go out raging.
Legislation which we are
I
now
didn't say
battling
that.
against isn't Labour
I've not said
legislation.
that
As much of it
at
as
all.
the damaging stuff is Tory legislation.
And okay, it's quite
That's the
serious in what I am
legacy
saying.
You know, when I sit on the Public
Yeah,
Accounts Committee,
it
and I
is
see
quite
the waste
serious in what
everywhere.
I'm saying.
You know,
But I
I
haven't
see
said
the
anybody
reparation
go out
payments,
and
I see
do
the,
any.
you know,
I'm saying
the
please
compensation
to the
payments,
people,
I see the
don't
waste of money on HS2, which again
go
is
out and
is a
just
Boris initiative.
don't go out attack the
Honestly,
police.
Dan,
Don't
the Tory
attack anyone.
party
We
is
need to know.
broken.
They need to go.
In
That's what I'm saying.
1997,
Rupert
Lowe
Lowe.
stood as a
I want
candidate for
everybody
Sir
to be
James
treated back.
Goldsmith's referendum party.
Because
The
I
central
need,
mission
we
was to
need
save
a
the
good.
British pound
Well,
from
there's got to
being
be a lot.
replaced
We've got
by
some.
the euro.
Even myself, I will have to
Goldsmith, a
come and
billionaire
sort
businessman,
something out to
poured
get there or
millions of his own
something.
money into the campaign. Lowe has
Basically,
consistently praised Goldsmith's courage, describing him
and
as one
Rupert
of
Lowe
the
might
few
not agree
establishment figures
with what
willing
I'm
to
kind of
risk
saying,
everything for
but he
national
might do.
independence. The referendum party is historically significant.
Not agree with
Although
part
it
of what
didn't
I'm
win
saying.
seats, it forced the
But the way I
European
see this has
question
got to be
into
done.
mainstream
I'm
politics.
sorry.
Many
It's got to come down to
historians
King
argue
Charles.
it laid essential
He's the one that
groundwork
started
for
this,
UKIP's
started
rise
this
and
Rupert.
ultimately for the Brexit
I mean, I don't know if it's
referendum
King Charles
itself.
that started it completely.
After that,
Because it
Lowe worked
obviously
with
seems to have
both
gone
Leave
before
and
King
Business for
Charles.
Sterling during the
But King
2016
Charles is the
EU
one that's
referendum
in.
campaign.
He's the one
These
that
were
is meant to
broad
be king of the
coalitions that
faith.
successfully
He's been the
delivered
king of the
Leave
faith
vote
since Labour
against
took
the wishes
over
of
and
much of
Queen
the
Elizabeth
political
died and all this is started.
Following the referendum, Lowe
And he
was
hasn't done
elected as a
anything
Brexit
to be
Party
the king.
MEP.
He's
His mission in Brussels
seen the
was
Bible,
clear,
he's
to
seen
disrupt
Christianity.
the EU institutions from within and fight for a clean break.
Yeah.
Then came
Right,
what
so
Lowe
within,
describes as a
the
critical test
institutions
of
within
loyalty.
is starting with
When
King
Nigel
Charles.
Farage temporarily stepped back from frontline politics to focus on business interests, Lowe, along with Ben Habib and the late Robert Ronan,
Yeah.
worked to keep the Reform Party
Party
alive.
going.
Lowe
Thank
revealed that
you.
Farage himself told them this during a private dinner at the Arts Club in Dover Street.
Yeah, it's always been
This
Rupert
part
Lowe
of
and
the
Ben
story is
Levine.
particularly important for viewers trying
And they
to
got rid of
understand
them.
current divisions. Lowe uses it to demonstrate that he remained committed to the cause
And he
when
has.
others moved on.
He's done what he
Throughout
can,
his
Rupert
response,
Lowe. I mean,
Lowe
I know
repeatedly
I
returns
would probably
to one
want a bit
core
more Rupert
principle.
Lowe, but
Watch what
we
the hands
can't
are doing,
until
not what the mouth is
we
saying.
get Rupert
This
Lowe
line
in.
is
Because I've already
emphasised
seen
multiple
Rupert,
times.
God's
It is
spirit has gone
Lowe's
within
central
inside
defence.
Rupert Lowe. I'm
Judge
not
him by
saying
his
God.
consistent actions
Jesus,
over
God's
30
spirit.
years, not by
Has gone
anonymous whispers
inside
or sudden
Rupert Lowe.
accusations from people aligned with one particular
And
figure.
I'm
Lowe then
not
turned
a
his
big
attention to the
believer. I'm
Conservative
not
Party
Christian. I'm
itself,
not religious.
delivering a detailed critique
I've never really have
that
been. I mean,
serves
I
as
have
further
shied
evidence
away from
against
churches
the secret Tory
and religion
claim.
because of
He pointed out
paedophiles
that
in
much
my
of the
life.
legislation now causing problems,
And I always just think they're all to do with
elements of the
paedophiles
Climate Change
being
Act,
religious.
net zero
I do.
policies,
That's what I
and
used to
mass
think.
immigration frameworks
But maybe that has to
originated
change.
under
And I've
Conservative
seen
government.
God's spirit.
He
Well, I can
highlighted
see
the
God's
enormous
spirit.
of waste on
I
HS2,
can't see
describing
God
it as a
physically,
Boris initiative
but I can see
that has
God's
cost
spirit.
taxpayers tens of billions
And that's
while
gone within
delivering
Rupert
dramatically
Lowe.
reduced
I'm
scope.
not changing what
On
I'm
the Public
saying.
Accounts
I don't
Committee,
change what I've
Lowe
said.
says he sees
And if it
constant
is, I will
examples
change
of
my mind.
financial
I
mismanagement,
have never voted for
reparation
anyone.
payments, compensation schemes, foreign aid budgets that balloon
Yeah.
while British pensioners struggle, and consultancy contracts
Yeah,
that achieve
foreign
little.
aid, this and that. We
Honestly,
don't need to pay
he
for any
stated,
foreign
the
aid.
Tory party
If anyone
is
should be
broken.
paying foreign aid, they should be paying to us.
This is a
Reparations
strong
should be paid
educational point
from
for
fucking
viewers.
Islam to
Between
us
2010
for what
and
they've done.
2024, the Conservatives held power for 14 years, often with substantial majorities. They repeatedly
I've never
promised to
voted,
control
so they
immigration
didn't have my
and reduce
majority.
bureaucracy.
He
The
looks
fact
evil
that
as well.
net migration
He's
reached
evil, eh?
record highs
You'll have to
under
tell
their
him.
watch, and that many cultural and legal issues worsened, is central to understanding why
Just as
many
bad as
on the
Starmer.
right now view both major parties as part of the same
Yep.
failing establishment.
Yep. And why?
So,
Why
are
is
these
it all the
accusations
same
surfacing
failing?
now?
Because of the king.
Political analysts watching this feud suggest several motives.
Oh,
First,
look at they're trying to be
restore
all
Britain's
nice.
growing momentum in
Feels
Makerfield
like an evil
and its
witch,
willingness
though,
to
look at her.
release an independent grooming gang report